At this point, we should just be seeing Yo go ahead and lead out across the way, and Glowies should be securing up.
Oh, no. That's going to be huge.
Here. Hey, what it do? What it do? It's your boy Q. And welcome back to YouTube. We're back with some competitive DBD action today. Actually, Entities Arena wound down their season with 4 teams tied for the last playoff spot. So actually, the first matchup we're going to be watching today, that's Alter versus Deadheads. You're actually going to be listening in with me and Shep as we cast the games here. Absolute barn burner of a matchup. The first 3 trials, we actually never saw a lead go past. I think it was like 3 or 4 points. And it went back and forth. 2 really good matchups. 2 trials on Gas Heaven, 2 trials on Dead Dawg Saloon. During the course of the tiebreaker between these 4 teams, they can only use any killer only once. And that means you got to be selective. And of course, that means any killers that are used during the first matchup won't be used in the last matchup, right? So that's something to keep in mind. We're actually going to be seeing 4 different killers played as well. It's absolutely amazing. I know y'all want to get right down to it, but if y'all enjoyed the video, do me a huge favor, leave a like and a comment. That helps us out with that good old YouTube algorithm. And of course, when you check down there, make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell. That way we can catch you right back here for the next one, all right? Until we do, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right? It's your boy Q. Signing out. I would imagine this would be one of our good maps as far as for blights, spirits, or maybe even billies. However, what we are going to see, I mean, Alter did get 2 options. You know, they did opt for a second pick of the Oni. So we are going to see them bring out the Oni here, which is interesting because Oni, of course, has the ability to traverse the map quickly while in the power. And we are going to potentially be seeing a little bit more blood orbs drop simply just because of, it seems, since the mid chapter, even without the the add-ons that cause you to drop them faster, you still drop more blood orbs. So you do see even more often just Oni's getting that power set, something that they can take advantage of. But the Oni still, even with that, typically tends to struggle in the early game because you still need to see if mistakes happen from the survivors, right? Because right now you'll see in the bottom, never mind, we can't see in the bottom left-hand corner because of the blocker, right? But our progress towards that power isn't moving, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oni, while Oni does certainly at this moment in time have a benefit to being used, whether by design or, you know, a bug, unfortunate. Whether this is on purpose or not, Oni still regardless struggles if he can't get that first hit early and start collecting those blood orbs. And while our first chase didn't provide anything, luckily enough we do find a Harley in an awkward position here.
Yeah, getting caught out of position is going to be seeing the first M1 coming across, which is going to allow Glowies here to get closer towards that power. Actually, I do believe the next set of orbs here, yeah, we will hear the notification there now letting us know that we are into the ability to use the power. I would imagine, though, what we will probably see Glowies do, though, is get the down first and then use the power to either push pressure onto the gens or just to monitor the hook itself. It is interesting to see our survivor to go for the locker play. We sometimes see survivors do that to knock an Oni out of their power, but I guess maybe they just didn't want to give up too many more blood orbs in the field.
Oh my god. And I was going to say, we do see Deadlock over here, so Glowies is going to know that someone is there and pretty immediately going to find them.
Yeah, that's tough here because we still have about a third of our power usage left here, which means we can use this to patrol this area. We are going to see Glowies come over here at this point, damages that gen. We are going to see those orange sparks there as far as from that pop goes the weasel, which means even though Glowies isn't coming out here with ruin, which we sometimes see our killers opt to go for. We do have the opportunity to get that 25% instant regression on these gens every time we happen to achieve a hook. And while we have hook stage number 2,
so close. Unfortunately, no cigar there on that flashlight blind. That would have been really, probably very helpful for our survivors here.
That would have been very huge for our survivors, because also as that was happening, right before second stage was forced onto Harley, which was part of the reason that Glowies had left the hook to begin with. I think Glowies had assumed that they had kind of sat by that hook and monitored it long enough that they were going to get a second hook stage forced. Instead, the save came in time, and if they would have gotten the save with a flashlight, that could have been huge as far as for the momentum for Deadheads. Instead, though, we do see Glowies is going to continue chase here with Harley. That is going to be a change as far as the health state. We're actually pretty far along as far as our progress towards seeing that power here as well. We did pass that generator, had quite a bit of progress, as well as we know that the one that we did kick with the pop goes the weasel had a lot of progress on it as well. So we do know as far as those two, but I would imagine those are the only two gens that have quite a bit of objective work still at this point, because they've been having to do a lot as far as saving here.
Yeah, those two really early downs are very, very nice for Glowy there to go ahead and kind of generate a lot of pressure for our survivors. And Glowies at this point probably knows where to go ahead and take that power to.
We're now going to see that hook state number 3. It's a second stage here onto Harley at this point. We are going to be seeing another pop goes the weasel applied to this generator back here by Shaq. But, 3 hook states, only 1 generator complete. We know that that's the second time that generator back that we had just visited was kicked with pop goes the weasel back a little bit closer to 50%. As we push towards the main building, it actually gets done just before Glowies is able to get there. We're also,
oh my God,
not able to find the connection. That's unfortunate.
That was super close. We do see the save coming on Harley, so Glowies is going to go ahead and turn his attention to where he knew these survivors are. It looks like he's going to try to get Harley out of the way here. Oh, unfortunate.
And that is going to be tough, and unless Harley was maybe holding on to the decisive strike for a moment, just like this is going to be Harley being removed from the trial before we see a third generator getting complete off in the distance, which does mean now the game changes a little bit. You will notice, though, they got the generator done at Pride Rock. They got the generator done in the gas station itself. We have a little bit of a 3-gen in the corner on the kind of on the side, basically between main building and Shack, that you can still monitor. But if they break that up here, honestly, our survivors will be set up really well for the late game.
Yeah, definitely our survivors doing a really good job of trying to get those inner generators finished. And we do see that deadlock coming in once again to try to hinder some of the progress for our survivors. But they've put themselves in a pretty decent situation here as far as gen spread goes.
Yeah, I mean, we can see that there's the one that has taken a couple of hits as far as from the pop goes the weasel previously off in the distance, and that means that probably has regressed quite a bit since the last time it was kicked at that one was the generator that was not covered by the deadlock itself. But we're going to see Glowies is able to force some more of these resources down and out of the way. This should also now be this pallet down too. We do see Ace and gets done stupid. Cookie able to apply plus 10 wood to the face here. Now trying to take this around, and yeah, pallets everywhere.
So many pallets everywhere. And Cookie doing a good job of staying on his feet, trying to buy his teammates some time there. Ooh, and the dead hard.
Press E to outplay, my friend. That's going to be a down though here at this point, and you can hear a lot of progress on this generator. Also a collection of some Orbeez sitting around here as well. Right now, what Glowies needs to do is secure this hook and then get back to that generator with that pop goes the weasel. However, we do see the Leon saying full send, baby, able to get the generator done. But that does mean that they are not going to be that far away, as we do see Glowies going into the Demon Dash, and we see Leon moving towards the TNL.
Ooh, yeah, nice Double ball to try to stay on his feet. Mr. Beautiful doing a good job of trying to keep some distance at this at this jungle gym here.
Now going to be seeing Glowy's double back, making sure that we don't have anyone rotating in over for the save. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if our survivor, though, was sitting next to that generator that had the deadlock on it, and that is indeed what we see. Oh, really good job here by Mr. Beautiful to be able to stay right next to the corner. To be able, but an even better play by Glowy's to turn it around. Now secures the down onto Mr. Beautiful here, and if you can stay around this hook here, yeah, you will probably see the Kate be able to get the out, and I believe that would be a fresh out, but even still, we'll now be seeing more hook states secured in the end game here. This is crazy.
And a ton of blood here, which would make any thoughts of getting a save very dangerous for our Kate here.
And this is going to be very unfortunate. I'm not sure which door they went to here. Was it the door that's off in the... No, it's actually going to be the door that was behind the main building here that did get opened. We are going to see Glowy's doing the smart move. And before completing the hooking portion of the animation, which might have allowed for a save on Cookie, drops the survivor right back down. Also collects up the orbs to be able to get that power in case you need to use that here. However, I was going to say, yeah, at this point, we should just be seeing Yo go ahead and lead out across the way, and Glowy's should be securing up.
Oh! That's going to be huge!
Here.
Hatches are right next to Shaq, and Mr. Beautiful will secure his escape. That's huge.
That's really big, because what we're talking about was I can't remember if Mr. Beautiful was the fresh hook or if Yo was the fresh hook, but we are seeing oh man, that's a big point swing either way, regardless, and to have that before going in to the back-to-back killer sets, that's big.
We're seeing it here, you guys. You hear that chainsaw? It is going to be a hillbilly coming out.
Yeah, and so let's go ahead and take another quick trip into the fog here. We're going to see Cookie going to go ahead and start off by coming and patrolling one of his split corrupts. We did have where we saw Cookie spawn kind of in the middle of the tile, unfortunately, so you will see as we look around a little bit of a awkward split corrupt when it comes to gas heaven. Anyways, we are going to be seeing the M1 though on Ray here to at least get the health state change. That's going to be big here, because what that's going to allow is you can't play greedy around loop. That's why we're going to be seeing an early drop, kind of like we just saw around this loop here. We do see Cookie getting used from the low pro chain during that break of the pallet, which is going to be big since you have already gotten the M1. You can still follow up with a low pro hit and get them down on the ground. We are going to see, though, a down, and this should result in a hook here with about 45 seconds left on Corrupt Intervention.
Yeah, this is going to be a really nice early hook for Cookie here. Ooh. Granted, if you can make it to a hook, these are all rather far from where Ray decided to go down. But we do make it. I always get really anxious. I always get really anxious watching killers have to walk more than 5 meters to a hook. I have PTSD, I swear to God.
And this is going to be interesting because, you know, we had talked about before this trial started where sometimes the center gens can be very, very crucial. We do see one gen here. We see the generator in gas station itself getting done. I'm trying to figure out the one that's by the car wall there. I see the aura. I think since the aura seems to disappear only whenever we're around a certain part of the tree, that means that generator's on this side of that car wall.
Yeah, it is.
Which means maybe you can link those together with the one in the corner, but already kind of breaking up any real super strong 3-gen that Cookie could have had.
Yeah, that car wall is going to help our survivors there a lot because Cookie has to go all the way around that. So any potential for a 3-gen there kind of dismissed by that car wall. And interesting to see Cookie kind of hang out and confirm that second stage with 3 generators popping before he decides to leave.
Yeah, a very risky decision here, especially because we had seen our survivors do such a good job as far as on their generator spread. I feel like once you kind of saw that second gen in the gas station itself pop, I feel like maybe we should have taken that time to start putting a little bit of pressure, because it looks like right now Alter is completely content with allowing the sacrifice here and trying to pound out these gens. We see some scratch marks leaving this generator right here. That's going to be the Zarina taking the M1 through the pallet space. Cookie now going to be taking a look back over onto the Pride Rock here. Make sure we don't have anybody moving on. Oh yeah, skill checks do be tough sometimes, buddy. That's going to allow the progress towards the elimination here to be just a little bit quicker. And Cookie now, I mean, it's a 3v1. But we've only seen the Zarina over here, right? Which leads me to believe that our other two survivors are split up on two other gens. So right now, Cookie needs a very, very fast down.
And we do see scratch marks over here, so that is going to be finding a healthy survivor even. But the generator has quite a bit of progress here, and there's only only one gen that needs to be completed now before our survivors can start working on those doors.
Yeah, and it's tough, right? Because the gen that we pushed this Nia off of, we know had a lot of progress. We also know the generator on the inside of this long wall here also has quite a bit of progress here as well. And we do have two survivors other than the one that's currently in chase that can currently split up and attack those gens. We also have yet to see a reset across onto Azrael here, which makes me believe that they're splitting the pressure across probably the two gens we were just talking about here. Maybe even with one of them potentially setting up with an adrenaline. And now really good job and decision by Nia to break away from the tile at the time they did. I thought Cookie did a good job as far as zoning this Nia away. And this Nia's the one with the adrenaline.
Adrenaline coming in clutch. Nia doing a really good job of saying, okay, you can chase me, that's fine.
But then the NOED.
Then the NOED comes in. So, unfortunately, we will see Nia go down after a really good run and really good use of adrenaline. Of course, no one can escape death, so we will see Nia go up onto the hook here as soon as NOED goes out. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And also unfortunate was the fact that we had only had one stack of the No Way Out. Ooh, I thought we were going to get that curve. That would be really nice. But we had only had one stack of the No Way Out, which meant that only blocked those doors for 24 seconds
so
here.
Close.
We are going to be seeing this door open up. We might see these two survivors be able to make a play to get out. Right now, though, Quentin playing some risky games here. Not going to want to get caught out of position. Also, worth noting, Cookie getting really close to having overheats.
Oh, that's no.
Not like this.
Taking the M1 there just kind of secured. Yeah, Quentin getting out. That would have been really huge if you could have pulled him or gotten the down. Very, very unfortunate there. And
right. This
I did not expect this.
This
is very interesting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take another trip on back into the fog as we see Cookie here bringing out the Vami Mommy here. And this is intriguing.
This is an interesting choice we have. I know you and I have talked before about how Plague is actually kind of like a breakthrough killer this season in comp. She's done really, really well, especially after her add-on update. I don't know if she does well enough to be a good choice here, but it will definitely be interesting, and I do love seeing some good Plague gameplay.
Well, I will say this, right? Like, the one thing that will work in your favor, since this is a smaller map, more than likely, unless RNGesus is really mean to you, you should have some good access to at least a couple of your Corrupt Purge pools, as well as while we're talking about those Corrupt Purge pools, we do have the Never mind. Actually, I just remember we don't talk about add-ons here. I almost did
Sir.
though, chat. But the one thing as far as with the Vile Purge itself is, you know, when you can get everybody one shot, it puts an extra decision onto the survivors here. Do we cleanse and give Cookie more options at having the use of our power? Nice dodge here, actually, by the ace, worth mentioning. To avoid the puke, they will be, not taking any here.
We do love small loops against the plague. Unfortunately, this one, the wall is a bit long enough for her to catch up to him and get that vial, or that puke applied.
Now, that is only one health state change thus far. We will be seeing another one here soon, as we can assume that Azrael is probably pretty close to the broken status, as they have been sick for quite some time. There's the broken status now as we speak. That does mean at this point, our survivors do know that there is a 10%, well, they don't know how much. Well, they can assume. There's slowdown here thanks to the thanatophobia, which on top of that decision we talked about earlier, do we cleanse or do we not? Thanatophobia is going to encourage our survivors to cleanse.
Yeah, which will, of course, just give our plague here more access to her powers.
And it's going to be interesting to see, because we do see right now, you and I, we notice that there are two pools that are sitting around the map, and they're kind of on either side of the map and relatively centered in the sense of they're not on one side of the street more so than the other. And unless we got the down, that's going to be a down back here on the portion of the gallows side of the map. Didn't check around us there. Not sure if we have anybody around. We are just going to swing back behind us, though, just in case there is someone waiting off in the shadows here. There is going to be hook number 1. And keep in mind, back here on the gallows side can turn into a dead zone a lot quicker than over on the non-gallows side, because a lot of the pallets over here are relatively unsafe. It's not like where you got the broken buildings that sometimes can give you your typical sort of jungle gym, sort of kind of looks like T-walls in some sports as well, that kind of give you your typical looping areas. Around here, you've just got a couple of fillers, and that's about it.
Yeah, that might have been the benefit to bringing plague here. There are not, I mean, it's a lot of small loops, but if you pick up that corrupt purge and can just kind of force survivors away from the pallets, you can get a lot of good application of that corrupt purge there. And of course, all of our survivors are injured and or broken at this point, so we are probably going to see them wanting to cleanse here, and Cookie's just going to go ahead and secure this second stage here before moving on.
Yeah, and we do see, as far as right now, you've got a very good spread on your 3 gens. If you're a Cookie, I mean, you've got, literally a survivor hooked in the middle of it. But Dead Dog Saloon is known to be a map that can sometimes limit your resources when it comes to your hook economy. So I can't help but worry for Cookie that if the game is going to end over here, that maybe we're already removing one of these hooks just a little bit too soon. Also worth noting that our survivors could be splitting that pressure across multiple gens on the opposite side of the map, getting closer to moving into the 3-gen type scenario here. We do see Zarina moving in, though. This could, we have a, it's the same before.
Rather unfortunate, just not quite patient enough on that. Could have secured the elimination there, but this will be a fresh hook for Cookie. So he can kind of work on getting more hook states put down. And also, I mean, we only have 2 generators completed at this point, so I don't think this is too terrible a position to be sitting in if you are Cookie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, anybody that plays a lot of killer was going to tell you that the first 2 generators are basically free, right? Like, even in a competitive scene where sometimes we see absolutely cracked killers play out of their mind and get, a lot of hook states before the first 2 generators are complete. they're still essentially free. We aren't going to be seeing any panicking coming from Cookie here just yet. I mean, we can see as we patrol the gens, not much progress on any of these bad boys across the way here. So Cookie has the ability to vibe, but I also can't help but wonder why we aren't pushing out across the map, knowing that these gens aren't far progressed, right?
To be fair, these 3 gens are a 3 gen. Yeah, to be fair. Oh, and that's going to be the deliverance play there, actually. We do have a 3 gen back here, so this isn't a terrible place to be if you're Cookie. And, oh, not afraid to go ahead and just pick that right up there.
And she slaps him with the D, says drop it. And now we are going to be seeing Azrael try and move themselves from this 3 gen setup. However, Cookie's got the sniper rifle armed and ready to hit from distance here. However, we're seeing Azrael is doubling back, heading back towards our 3 gen setup. And this is tough. You have now seen Deliverance used. You have now seen Decisive Strike used. So really, Cookie has the ability to just tunnel everybody off hook at this point, really.
Yeah, Cookie can very comfortably just kind of hang out back here, force them to come and address this 3 gen in the back. And he does have someone back here, actually. I was gonna say, I don't know if this pallet is still up back here. It is.
Yeah, now the good news for the survivors is the person that was back there and was found is Ace, who needed to first be infected into the broken status. Otherwise, the distance would have already been close enough to be able to add the M1 there and just be able to get it down, basically. But this gen's sitting around 60-ish%. Now going to get the dry kick, so it'll start regressing slowly here. We're also going to be seeing a cleanse coming in from Quentin. They are doing a good job as far as using the pools that are like the farthest away to go for the cleanse. Nice job here. Oh, but you do a fantastic job by Cookie here to just hold the M2 back, get a full application on to the Quentin here, able to get the down, a really good trade here. And that is now going to be an elimination. Oh my goodness. They had to have had 2 people over there, right?
I believe so. However, with that elimination, it comes the breaking of that 3 gen that we had in this back corner. So luckily, everyone is injured, which means that Cookie's gonna go ahead and pick up that power and start pressuring. We see scratch marks up on this upper gen here.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you see scratch marks up here. Someone's up there, and as soon as that deadlock is uncovered, that thing is gonna be just about ready to go. That engine up there is knocking like a Ford in the middle of winter. I'll tell you what, that thing's just about ready to be complete. Wouldn't be surprised to maybe see some of our survivors. Yeah, I was gonna say cleanse across the way. Good job by the Zarina. They did send the survivor that had already been down and would not be worth as many points as well to go double hit that gen there. 2 stacks of the no way out here procced on this door, which does mean their initial 12 seconds plus an additional 24 seconds, leading to a total of 36 for that door to be blocked here. We see Cookie trying to play patient around this pallet, not going to want to get stunned out of their power as they have a little bit of time left on it, trying to squeeze a little bit of that corrupt purge through the water tower itself. And with last couple seconds left on the power here,
they're gonna be able to go ahead and get that down. And Cookie, not afraid of a pallet, gonna go ahead and just pick up immediately. And this will be a fresh hook on this Naya here.
Now here's where things get interesting, because if you look at it, neither door close, but neither door super far.
We're kind of sitting in between them, yes. And
we know that there's no Noed. Never mind, our survivors are just going to go ahead and walk out the door.
Your survivors are going to go ahead and sacrifice Naya here, take the 2 out. But I do believe
that's 8 stages.
That's 8 stages. All survivors had been hooked at least once, so.
You know, there's been a lot of talks between you and I here in about the last 5-7 minutes, trying to figure out who Alter was going to be using when they came out here. And I keep trying to find different ways to throw in some filler words here to try and see if I can end this sentence by saying, and the killer is, that doesn't seem to work.
Well, you were like
and
3 seconds off. You were like 3 seconds off. Oh, this is interesting, actually. Okay.
All right.
Very
let's take
interesting.
Another trip on back into the fog, and we're gonna be seeing some Pin Pappy, baby. Let's get down. This is gonna be interesting because I had brought it up anyways, heading into Dead Dog. If you know, as far as how the box mechanic spawns, have some good map sense as far as understanding where people are, and if you can keep the team in constant chain hunt, as we are seeing Glowies is able to do, actually starting off in a chain hunt right off the bat here, and you combine that with the ruin that is currently in play, and if Glowies can get some momentum going in the early trial here, that 6-7 stages that you need to attain seems a little bit easier now, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say I've seen some Pinhead players, especially in more recent times, really abuse box logic, because there is a formula to where the box spawns, and we saw Glowy do that here beautifully. Of course, we do see somebody picking up that box. Unfortunately, Glow is not going to be able to get the attach with the chain there, but Kate should still be in the middle of her chain hunt. It'll be interesting to see. Uh-oh. That's rather unfortunate.
Ooh,
this is not what you want. This is
not good.
Yeah, if you're the survivors here, this is not the... Whoa. This is not the person you want getting in that first chase there.
Yeah, now the good news, at least for the survivors currently, is that they can kind of vibe out on the gens, right? Because obviously the only person that's technically going to be getting attacked by the chains...
Whoa,
almost still hit that off. I don't think they got that the way they wanted. I think they still almost pulled it out. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was really wild. Yeah, of course you do only have one survivor in chain hunt right now, but if she can't keep this chase going for long enough, we are going to see that box get picked up once again by our Pinhead here, by our Cenobite.
Yeah, now we do see trying to use the main building we talked about. Gives a lot of killers some problems. The other good thing for you for Glowies going for the pickup immediately, since you did have the box there, when you go and pick that up, you get the auras that lets you know where everyone is currently at. Oh no, not like this, Michaela.
Oh no, Michaela, not afraid to go ahead and pick up immediately underneath that pallet, and also immediately being able to go onto our next survivor and start our next chase.
And this is going to be big here, because now you're already in chase. It's going to require one survivor to rotate, try to rotate over to the box. One survivor rotating in for the unhook, which means 0 survivors on generators. And with that ruin still being in play here, this is actually very, very big. We do see the unhook coming in relatively quick. That is going to be from the Leon here. We do also see Leon taking some hits from the chains. Also the M2 here by Glowies. However, we do see Leon saying, "Get stunned, stupid." Plus 10 wood added to the face here by Mr. Beautiful. We also see that we have a generator up here at the top that Cookie was trying to commit to, however, not going to be able to get it finished, and I don't know if it was worth it.
Unfortunately, Cookie did get caught up there and will go down rather fast, because there is not a pallet over in this area where you would want it to be for this chase. Our survivor's doing a really good job. Mr. Beautiful, uninjured, going ahead and picking up that box, trying to solve while Cookie is being put up on hook. Ooh. Nope, not quite. Mr. Beautiful going ahead and buying his team some time there to get the reset done, because they don't have to worry about chain hunt for a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be the good news, right? You get the box solved, which does mean now you've got a couple of seconds here before the box even spawns. We do still have Ruin in play, though, which is going to start regressing that gen that's back here on the gallows itself that has a lot of progress. Also, if there are any other gens that were that were being worked on that currently don't have anybody on them. At that case here as well, we will see those ones being regressed at 200%, which means even if they were on the verge of being complete and at 99%, they would regress all the way back in just 2 minutes if they are not tagged again. We do see the chain being applied to the Leon as they move up onto the gallows here. There's going to be the M1, which then allows them to get the save safe, but
I do believe Leon was actually trying to address that ruin that they knew was there. That's where he got caught trying to get the ruin, yeah.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that. That's unfortunate because now Mr. Beautiful is going to go down here, and I'm trying to remember, would this be the last fresh hook?
I do believe so. We have seen everyone else get hooked at this point. We will see that ruin go, knowing that Mr. Beautiful was chased off of it, but that is the last fresh hook here. So Glowies is in a really good position to start working towards one step closer to eliminating at least one person. Equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Here we are going to be seeing, though, after the first we're going to be seeing the first generator pop here, I should say, after we finally see the ruin getting cleansed, trying to see if we can get a hit here from distance. Not going to be able to find it.
Unfortunately, not able to get it there.
It's unfortunate. I also would really like for him to say the thing just once.
Well,
is that so much to ask?
I think you're asking for a little much, but that's okay. You know what? Ask for the world and maybe you'll get something there. And we are going to see picking up Chase with a cookie here at Shack, dipping into basement to avoid that chain rather nicely.
And it was interesting. We had a lot of survivors over in the area over around this unhook. And we had actually seen that it was a deliverance play, even still in its own right. But, you know, by having more survivors in the area, it did allow for our survivors to be able to get the ruin cleanse, which is going to be big because we are going to see as we push the survivor off this generator here at top mid, it is no longer going to be regressing from that. So that means it is going to force some dry kicks if they're going to want to regress. We aren't seeing any of the dry kicks come out just quite yet from Glowies here, which makes me think that we have other priorities. We are going to see the down, though, here at this point on Mr. Beautiful. Turn around and say the thing!
Nope.
Sad.
None for it's just denial here for you. But we do see our survivors are going to go ahead and finish another gen, which is what they need to be doing right now. There are a lot of hook states already down. So my next comment was actually going to be agreeing with chat and saying, yes, we do want to see gens getting finished here. So hopefully they are able to do a lot with the hang time that Mr. Beautiful has here.
Now, we have seen a couple of times here where Glowy has been trying to interrupt the solving on the configuration. It has seemed to be going a little bit longer. I'm not sure if that's due to, you know, some solve time add-ons or not. I know that those are quite popular as, you know, obviously being able to interrupt the solve time or being able to interrupt the solving of the configuration then allows you to, you know, continue the chain hunt. We do see a two-person save here. However, coming across onto Mr. Beautiful, there was a borrowed time hit here as well. Now a health state has changed. We do see that Michaela is across the way diddling with our friend's box. That's going to be a miss of the M2 here as well by Glowies, but
so
able to maintain the pathing here. Oh.
And unfortunately getting stuck on that banister, so not going to be able to catch Kate as she falls there. Kate doing a really good job. I think she's had some of the longer chases here. So doing a good job of kind of abusing this main building.
Yeah, also just so we're clear in the chat, we love Pinhead, okay? So
the casters do not all share the same opinion. Q's opinions are his own and not affiliated with anyone or anything else having to do with this stream right now. And we will see, a really nice chain attachment there. Of course, we do see another generator pop, but we have Michaela kind of trapped up here. Oh, maybe not trapped.
Yeah, not trapped completely, but it is worth noting as we see in the bottom left-hand corner. We are at 6 stages. This is kind of the point that we talked about Glowy's wanting to get to, the 6-7 stage mark here, with one person eliminated, and as well as with, you know, all fresh hooks. I can't remember if we have for sure gotten all fresh hooks across the way. Something wants to tell me that we have.
I think we have, yes. This is
but now here getting the pull. I was gonna say, if not, I
this
believe
is a DS
this
if
would
anything.
Be the case.
Oh no.
No, not the case here. I think part of it was you're so close to going down, you don't want to have the down and have him be able to turn around and go to the box, right?
Yeah. So that
you
was
at least force the grab.
Yeah, that was a good stalling tactic. And of course, blowing that gen up top lets us know that someone was here, and it's going to be our Michaela.
And this is tough because, again, I believe with that hook, we're at 7 with an elimination. If that doesn't do it, I think Glowy's only needs one more. And with 2 survivors running around injured here, I mean, so far we have only seen the Ruin and Corrupt, which leads me to believe that Glowy's is probably looking at nice mind game. Not going to be able to catch the Leon out of.
Oh, I was like, I don't even know where he went at this point.
He's a ninja.
And I was gonna make a comment on. I don't think we've seen Mr. Beautiful get reset like at all.
True.
He's been injured this entire time.
Yeah, just kind of vibing there. We do see a sound notification across the way there. On top of now, the survivors will know about the no one escapes death, but the no way out across the way with 4 stacks, which does mean that there's a whole minute here before our survivors can start attacking the doors. And I do believe, again, especially with the elimination there on that last hook, I do believe that for sure guarantees Alter here walking away with the victory. And must I say, to do it with the homie Pinhead, Glomies, you a real one. I appreciate you.
Q is just so tickled. That is a great way to end this tiebreaker on Pinhead. And that's actually a really nice place for his, ooh, that's really unfortunate. That's a really nice place for his Noah to have spawned. And of course, we are going to see the, oh gosh, the No Way Out has only just expired. So our survivors are only just now able to start on that door.
And the other thing that's going to be tough is right now, since the Ace Cookie here is not the last survivor in the trial, they are still going to be able to be attacked by that chain hunt here. However, I'm trying to remember, I think the chain hunt, yeah, I was going to say you can still open the doors.
Yes.
Which does look like Cookie's going to be doing that, but that's only 2 stages. I mean, 10 stages by Glowy's here, that's really impressive.
That is really impressive to see, especially on Cenobite. I feel like I don't see him enough in comp. I think he's very interesting. But yeah, that is an incredible game to wrap up our tiebreaker here. We will see Alter taking the win with 69 points. The Deadhead's 59. Nice. Nice.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never be as fresh as see you.